What's going on, good peoples? It's your boy Glenn Lawrence. I am back with another episode of the Blerd Dad Podcast, a space where we like to have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood and just parenthood in general. And what can I say? It's been an amazing week. Some amazing things have happened. And also, I've been supporting people in their amazing endeavors. I've been going out, watching comedy, seeing people strive for and be the best comedians that they can be. And it's inspiring, man. It's inspiring to see my friends go out there and show and prove and do what they do best. I've been out there also myself doing what I do best, and that's making people laugh, having fun with it. The comedy beat has been grand. Um, what else has been going on? The parenting thing. I probably should have started there. I know I always start with the comedian stuff because that's where I am as a parent, and this is where we as parents can talk about the things that we do, because so much of our lives usually revolve around these kids. But back to the kids. He's been really, how could I say, talkative, especially earlies in the morning. He's up and he's going at it. Parenting is fun. We're reaching these new milestones, seeing him come into his own. He's got the language skills together. He's talking, he's saying more, he's saying sentences, he's really expressing himself. We're teaching him to read, which is really cool. Just going over every time we read a book, just going over the words so he can be like, oh, this word correlates with this sound, this thing. And he's doing a good job at it. He's pointing it out. And I know he's not going to be, reading, but he is going to be able to make connections. And I think that's what reading is. You're just connecting the symbols to the words, and then you're saying them, and then boom, that's what's happening. But before we get too deep into the episode, please let me give a shout out to my sponsor. My sponsor for the day is theymademewear.it. Yes, that's theymademewear.it. It's a husband and wife team, and they are on a mission to get your pet into the latest fashions, to help them discover their fashionable size. So whether it is a Halloween outfit, a custom designer gown, or some comfy jammies, your fur baby will love wearing the latest fashions. Also, when you're shopping in their store, know that you are helping to contribute to getting animals off the mean streets. You're helping with Hope for Paws. It's an animal rescue organization that helps rescue abandoned animals. So you're doing a good deed and you're getting your pet fashionable. I don't know what you're waiting for. Please check out theymademewear.it. Use code word blerd for 15% off at checkout. That ad read is fun. It does not do it justice. You need to definitely go on there. If you're listening to me and you have a pet, there is no reason why you shouldn't go on theymademewear.it and check out what they have, because you will see, I'm not just saying it. It's a great thing. I got it for this neighbor that I had. Her pet died. Very sad. Very tragic how it came to its end. It was natural causes, but it was still very sudden. Pet came to its end, died. We got her a necklace from theymademewear.it. She immediately melted down, started crying. It was emotional. And that's the type of thing that theymademewear.it evokes. They evoke emotion. They will have you, they'll just have you so tearful, just cherishing your pet, even if it's the last days. That wasn't a cry, it was a sneeze. All right, anyway, I'm trying to work on my acting too, and I think that was good. I almost had y'all we're doing things over here. Anyways, check out theymademewear.it. I know that it seemed like the tears were fake, but the clothing is real. It's amazing. Check them out. They're incredible. They are our sponsors as always. And of course, use that code word blerd to get 50% off checkout, which is amazing. It's an amazing deal. Anyway, back to our guest for today. It's me. I'm talking. I'm just saying a bunch of stuff about myself, going on rants, thinking about things, thinking about life, thinking about what is going on. And we were talking about the writing thing and the reading thing. Well, he's not writing so much. We try to get him to write, but his hands aren't quite doing anything. I think that has to do with watching the iPad and whatnot. And I've heard that if they watch iPad or they watch TV, a lot of times their hand motor skills won't develop. So we're trying to figure that out. I'm putting a pen in his hand, helping him kind of write out letters and whatnot. And I think that is uh, that's the path that I want to be on. I want to be able to write and do cursive. These kids nowadays, they don't even know how to do cursive. Everything's typed, everything's text, everything's emoji. I sometimes wonder, are we going back to hieroglyphics? Is that where we came from? You know what I mean? Like maybe they had a super advanced language, literature, all that stuff, and then eventually it just got to the point where they were just drawing little stick figures on the walls. And that's what we're going to. We're like, someone's going to come back, visit us after all these years of everything, and they're just going to have like little circle symbols with smileys and stuff. It's like, oh, this is their language. This is how they communicated. LOL. What if LOL went down as like some super advanced civilization? It was like, oh, they were really into LOL. It must have been one of their deities. Which at this point, I think laughter is one of our deities. You know what I mean? Like, laughter has been so important in everyone's lives. I feel like it's taken over. I had this thing that I was saying before. I feel like the world is ending, and they never told us that the end times, the memes were going to be so fire. Like, they are fire. It's fire memes. Everything else is on fire, but the memes are especially fire for these crazy times that we're in. Anyways, with all that being said, teaching him how to write, teaching him how to read. He's working out letters, he's working out numbers, and it's all good. It's all fun. It's all great. We're teaching him how to cook too. He's in the kitchen with us, helping us out with the cooking. He's just doing all kinds of cool things. We got some play dates coming up, so that should be fun. Speaking of dates, back to the comedy thing, I've got dates coming up. So if you're watching this on Friday, February 23rd, I am at Busboys and Poets, 7 Black Minutes. That should be really, really fun. A show hosted by Anthony Oakes. Sarone Russell's going to be out there. It's going to be great. It's going to be a really, really good time. I'm going to be doing a little set for DC Comedy Clubhouse on Saturday. That's in DC, 14th Street, I believe. Check that out, DC Comedy Clubhouse. That's going to get a lot of fun. I will be hosting a show on March 1st for Rich Williams with Tommy Taylor Jr. So that's going to be an amazing time. So come out to see that. That's on March 1st. And what else do we got? Oh, we got some other things coming up. Can't quite announce them yet, but they're going to be happening. They're going to be really fun. And I can't wait. There's a couple dates in March that I cannot wait for, but yeah, we're going to have a darn good, a rootin' tootin' good time. Yeah, life has been grand. I've just been watching the world. What is going on? Listen, I'm a Black comedian, and what is happening right now? Everybody's going after everybody. Everybody's coming for everybody. The latest one, Donnell Rawlings and Corey Holcomb had like a dust up, and I will just say, when did it become shock value is like what we're trying to do, you know what I mean? And we just like, yeah, I'm just going to say the most salacious thing. But here's the other thing too, is we are all comedians, you know what I'm saying? So like people go after each other, and I feel like, when is the line? You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking about somebody and they're not in the room, it's kind of like talking behind their back. But if it's like going to be online, it's like kind of you're talking to their face, because that people are going to see it. So I don't know if it's talking behind their back, or I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, the whole dust up was Donnell Rawlings was at the Laugh Factory. Corey Holcomb was saying some stuff. He was going in about his mentor, and he was like, hey, cut that out. No. And then Corey Holcomb, of course, does what he does. He's like, you trash, you mid, which is messed up. I will tell you this. I've seen Donnell Rawlings in person. I've met him. Good dude. I feel like he does not get enough credit for the comedian that he is, because he is flames on stage. Like, material, yes. Crowd work, yes. Presence, yeah. Like the intensity of laughter that he gets is crazy. It's crazy, man. I would hope to be half the comedian that he is. If that means that I'm middle mid, then I will be middle mid. But I don't even think that's the case. I think he's one of the greatest comedians out there. He's just really dope at what he does. I'm really excited for his special. Please prove me right with the special. Don't have me sing your praises and then you come out with the special and I'm just like, ah. I think it's gonna be fire, man. I think it's gonna be dope. I can't wait to see it. I got queued up Mike Epps special. So I'm gonna check that out. That looks like it's gonna be really good. Even though it's called I'm Ready to Sell Out. I'm like, what? What? We just had Cat talking about all the craziness, and then you go on drop a special and say, hey, I'm ready to sell out. I don't care what they say, and I'm ready to do it. Mike, that's crazy. But anyways, all these comedians are great. And anybody who's getting on the stage, man, it's really great, you know? And it's really odd because it's like we're all sniping at each other. We're all sniping at the pie is big enough for everybody at this point. Why? Why snipe? I think the reason why I think the reason why the white comedians aren't sniping at each other is because they've already crowned their king. They've already crowned Joe Rogan. He's built the mothership or whatever. They're like, if aliens came down, they were like, take me to your leader, they would just take them to Joe Rogan. They'd be like, I mean, he wants to beat them anyway, so clearly that's where they would go. But I think that's the thing. I think the white comedians have already crowned their king, and you know what I'm saying. And then they don't get it. I think that's the problem. We need to crown our king, and then maybe all this stuff will stop because then you go to the king, and be like, King, can you bless me? You know what I mean? Like, tell the gatekeepers to open up the gates, and things will be grand. I think maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to crown our king, and then do it. And now maybe the white comedians are going to yell at me like, how dare you say Rogan is the king? Who's not the king? And then there'll be a whole thing about that. But whatever. I don't really, care about that. DC comedy has been fun. DC comedy has been great. We've been having a good time there. And it just makes me think, what is my little dude going to come into? Because he's getting to the age where he's now seeing me go out for comedy. And there's two things. One is he's like, when he's around me, he's like, oh, I'm doing comedy. Like if he comes into my office, he's like, I'm doing comedy, which I think is super cute. The other thing is if he's annoyed at me because he knows that like I leave to go do comedy. If he's annoyed at me, he'll say, go do comedy. It's like, Daddy, go do comedy. And I'm just like, ooh, okay. I don't know. I don't know if I want him equating that, man. That, it's kind of a weird feeling. He's just like, Daddy, go do comedy. Like, get out. Oh man, such is life. But I'm really enjoying that. He's like seeing me leaving. He's starting to equate like, oh, Daddy leaves, and he does, the comedy. I've noticed that I tend to try to get to spend a little time with them like right before I go out for the shows, or maybe like in the morning or something, because I really hate going a day without being able to check him out. Even though when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what I'm waking up to. Like he's at the stage now where he wakes up and he's full ready to go. Like he will wake me up off the top rope, like elbow or leg drop. And it's like, I gotta be like, not only do I have to guard myself when I'm awake, because he comes in swinging, he might hit you in the balls or something like that. But I gotta guard myself when I'm sleeping now too. I gotta, kind of cover up as I'm sleeping to make sure that he's not jumping on me or whatever. So that's a little bit of an interesting dynamic that we're going through, the sleep cycles. I think he's getting to the point where he's liking his own space a little bit, but he's still very much like he wants to hang with us. He wants to hang with mom and pops. So we'll deal with that, as it comes. But yeah, he's rapidly approaching the age where we're gonna have to start getting him into some activities. He's gonna have to start doing some things. I think he likes the drawing and the art. So we might have to steer him towards that. Maybe that's what he likes. But we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to figure out some hobbies for him. I know one hobby that I hope he takes up. I've been doing this with him just by myself. The like working out, because I'm trying to get fit, right? I'm trying to get fit. I'm tired of being fat on stage, looking at myself in the pictures and be like, ugh, I'm tired of getting winded when I do like things that I normally do. I don't like that. So I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym working out, and of course, since I'm in the gym, I'm bringing him into the gym, and we are getting busy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's lifting little weights or whatever, little kettlebells. Um, he likes it when I put on the little Bluey workouts. So there'll be a workout with Bluey where Bluey will be, doing like a jump or something, or he's like doing a dance and then he jumps or whatever. So that's kind of one way to keep him focused. But it is hard. He has a very short attention span when it comes to the work it out or whatever. But I just try to do my thing and then he copies me. It's funny, whenever I do the push-ups though, he likes to jump on my back as I'm doing the push-ups. So I'm like, okay, I guess I just added another 30 or so pounds to my push-up, which is good. I think this is where dad strength comes from, because you're just picking them up all the time, lifting them, carrying them. When you do push-ups, you got to do push-ups with them. When I do sit-ups, I got to do sit-ups with them. Legs. Excuse me, that is not professional to yawn in the podcast, but leg lifts, I got to do leg lifts with them on my legs. That is difficult. But I'm getting through it. It's fun. I want him to see me be active, because there's the tendency is to be so tired, with the early morning wake ups or whatever that you have, and then I'm out doing the comedy or whatever. The tendency is to be so tired that I like lay down and I just watch TV, and I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be like what he sees all the time. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm mindful and, go into the gym and work out with them or take them running outside, all those type of things. I can't wait till it warms up again. We're going to be at the track. That's what we like to do. Go to the track, get them running, get them on the football field, do some up and downs, up and backs. I think we used to call them suicides when we were in high school. They don't really do that anymore, but just touch the line and run back, touch the line, run back, and we do that at the basketball court too. It's like, all right, go to the free throw line. Oh, let's run back. Oh, go to half court. Let's run back. So I'm teaching him to do that little stuff. His attention span for it is not super high right now, but I think it's adequate. I think the older he gets, the more he's going to see kind of cool things, and he's going to really gravitate towards them. One thing that he gravitates towards now is Toy Story. Man, oh man, does he love some Toy Story. He is walking around acting out all the characters. Excuse me. It is a amazing thing to see him just latch on to something that you watch when you were younger. And well, I was never young when Toy Story came out, but see him watch something that I watched when I was a teen, and a lot of kids have seen, and kind of jump into it. And it is amazing. It's a testament to how good the work that Disney and Pixar have done to make that just a staple in society. It is something that I watched when I was young, other kids watched when they were younger, and now this next generation of kids is also watching it. So that's really, really cool. I'm wondering when they're going to put out another one. They put out like 4 or 5 Toy Stories already. I wonder if there's going to be another. Like there's no reason why they can't keep doing it. They just keep making them. They just keep making Toy Stories and sequels. That's the thing. What is up? There's just so many sequels that are coming out. I know there's got to be original ideas out there, but it's like these sequels and everything, they're so bankable that people are like, oh, that's what I want to do. I'm gonna make a sequel. It's going to be easy money. Which is one reason why I think, like with everything breaking down, I think it's going to be so cool us being able to do things and having these independent avenues to go and explore and get our stories told. I think that's going to be amazing, because then we won't have all these sequels. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love a good sequel. I love another Toy Story to be able to share with my kid, get him to see it. But I'm going to see some cool new IP. Like, I saw one that I saw, Orion and the Dark. That was great. That was a great little story. It was different than things that you might have seen. It doesn't have the voice actors that you would normally hear. It's not like a big names and whatnot, but it's very, very solid, and it's very, very fun. I think it has a different slant than you normally see in cartoons, and I haven't seen that take on it before. So it was very cool to see that, and he was glued. He was glued to it. He's been on this Toy Story kick, but I put on Orion in the Dark, and all of a sudden he is just with it. He's love it. He's overjoyed. He can't get enough of it. I don't know, man. It was really cool seeing that. So it is funny though, because I've been trying to get him to watch Kung Fu Panda, because once again, another sequel that's coming out. Kung Fu Panda is coming out in March, and I'm trying to get him to, get hyped up for watching Kung Fu Panda. And he is not with it. I put on Kung Fu Panda. He's like, no Kung Fu Panda. Like, he knows what he's saying. He's like, no Kung Fu. I don't want Kung Fu Panda. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. He's getting very adamant about the things that he doesn't want, which is really, really cool. But yeah, no Kung Fu Panda. So, but I'm hoping that once it comes out, we'll go to the theater and he'll like it. Because when we go see movies in the theater, oh man, he's all for it. He's loving it. He's all about it. It's one of the things that he likes to do. He'll actually talk about it. So it's cool. We got him, into the theaters. We were able to take him ever since he was young. People were like, how could you take a mere child into the theater at such a young age? But he's with it, man. His first movie was Black Panther, and he's or Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, and ever since then he's been with it. He saw Mario in the theater, he saw Trolls Worldwide in the theater, he saw Puss in Boots in the theater. He's seen it. He's a moviegoer. He's getting his ticket stamped, man. If he had a bunch of lists of all the movies that he's seen in the theaters, of course, he would be he'd be way well ahead of the curve. Speaking ahead of the curve, he's tall, man. He's tall dude, lanky. Sometimes that's the thing that worries me, though. He's so tall that I worry people are going to think that he's older than he is. And you know what happens, with Black children, in terms of how they are disciplined. It's like extra. It's like people want to extra step it, but he's only like 2 or 3. So the problem with that becomes, it's like he cognitively he doesn't have the knowledge or the ability of a 5 or 6-year-old, but he looks the part because he's so tall. So that does worry me. But with that being said, I'm trying to teach him, and that's the other thing. He's like advanced in terms of like teaching and reading and knowing things. So not only is he tall, but then he also is advanced in terms of like how he's speaking and how clearly he speaks and all this other stuff. So just he's going to present like he's much older, and that's going to be an issue. That's going to be something we worry about. What can you do? I'm just going to try to give him the tools that he can use to go out into this world and be the best that he can be. And that's that. Speaking of the best that you can be, I've got a question. What do y'all think is something that we need to improve upon? What do I need to do better? I know one thing that I need to do better. I need to get rid of the likes. I need to get rid of the likes and the, you know what I mean? I hate it. It's not a nervous tick. It's a manner of speaking that I think has permeated throughout society. Everybody says like. Everybody says like. So much they put it in all our social media algorithms. Like. It's crazy how many likes I'll say in a sentence, to the point where I'll go do a set and then I'll look at the video later and I'm like, I know I didn't say that many likes, but it's on tape. That's how I'm speaking. Like. I may have said like 10 times in the last sentence and I would not even know it. It wouldn't surprise me. But that is something that I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to fix it through this podcast. And I think that is going to really, really help, because I got to be intentional about my words and I got to make sure that I'm speaking clearly. Here's the thing that I think about conversations. Conversations are like, you got to ride somewhere. You got like an Uber or a taxi. It's taking you somewhere. You know where you're going. Driver knows where they're going. But if the driver takes an unexpected turn or hits like some pop holes or whatever, you're like, what are you doing? Like that's annoying. And it's the same thing with conversation. If I'm speaking and then I say something that is off of target of where the conversation is supposed to go. People are like, what? And, you know, if you get in an Uber or a taxi and the guy has taken like 5 or 6 wrong turns, you're like, all right, this is it. This trip is over. Same thing with conversations. Like, all right, that's too much, too many mistakes. So I'm gonna try to clean that up. I'm gonna try to get way better at cleaning up the speech. No more likes or a lot less likes. Being very definitive with the words. No more. I know what you know what I mean. Because if you did know what I mean, I wouldn't have to say that. And if you don't know what I mean, then I should actually be more clear in what I'm saying. So I can just eliminate the question of asking, you know what I mean, because I'm going to be clear in what I say, and I am going to, know where I'm going with it. I don't think that was the first one, but I am deliriously tired, man. I've been burning the candle at both ends. I really have. I've been, working and then doing the podcast, obviously, because I love giving you all this content. And doing comedy, like really hitting the comedy. When Morgan was first born, it was very, very difficult. Things were in upheaval, man. Everything. So many things in life got just shuffled around and confused. And then we moved, and then that was all confusing. Just everything is all up in the air. And I've got so overwhelmed with things that I know that I probably have dropped the ball on 1 or 2 things, and I'm trying to catch up and do better and be better about all those things. Who knows if I will be able to, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to catch up, because we've created a nice little niche right now in life, but there's just like so many things that I feel like I dropped the ball on, and I need to really uh make happen. But one of those things that I want to figure out is talking better. But what I was saying was I'm burning the candle at both ends, so I'm very tired. It's like super late. I'm doing this podcast mad late, dude. Like, you don't even want to know how you should I tell you how late I'm doing. It's like it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm doing this podcast, and I'm gonna put it out Friday morning, just like we always do, because I want to make sure I get the content to you on time, right? I'm trying to fight the stigma. No P or CP time. None of that. No. But yeah, we're doing the thing. We're making it happen. It's been a tough year or whatever. Burning candles at both ends, which is why I'm deliriously tired, which is why I'm yawning. Oh man. Oh my, this is not good. You can't have people listening to you and you're yawning, bro. They're gonna be tired. What if they're on their way to work and now I'm yawning, they're tired? It could be a traffic hazard if I'm yawning during the podcast. I gotta cut that out. I guess that means I should probably wrap it up soon. Yeah, if you see this and you are wondering, yes, I'm available. Book me, put me on a show. I'm ready to go out there, even though I'm burning the candle at both ends. I would love for a little bit of that flame to flicker in your establishment. So come on, book your boy. I'm funny. I'm gonna say funny things. I'm gonna get the crowd going. I'll leave them with a jewel or two that they could take with them and possibly have some good times. Um, I did see a good friend of mine, Heather Joyce. We just did a show together, and I always have to think about her because she reminds me I gotta do some blerdy jokes, and I have new blerdy jokes. I'm gonna be unveiling them in the weeks and months to come. But like I said before, if you check out the NRW, that's where a lot of the blerdy stuff will come from, because we're reviewing the movies and saying, and that's where all the jokes are happening. Outside of that, I don't know what else. I don't think there's much else going on. This is a short episode, short and sweet. It's a lot of me talking, but we are going to be back next week. We're going to have some more amazing guests. We're going to start filtering those in. We're going to have we're going to have a funk good time, as they say. And it's going to be a blast. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with it, but we do want to hear your feedback. So Let us know what is going on. Here's how you can help out the podcast. Send us a message, like, share, subscribe, all those things, of course. But send us a message and let us know, what are we doing well? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to hear more of? Do you want more stories? Do you want, and I say that because I want this to be an interactive thing. I want other people to be like, hey, man, this is what's going on with me and my kid, blah, 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 blah. And then we go back and forth and we talk about it. And it's not like me kind of saying, my story. I think this is all of our story because it takes a village to raise these kids. And that's one thing that I feel like we have lost a little bit as a society. The fact that we all can communicate with each other in terms of what's going on, how we can best raise them, building community, all that type of thing. We don't have to basically be in our silos and do this raising the kid thing alone. Like let's figure it out, help each other out. I'm of the days when kids used to ride their bikes up and down the street, and you're over at Mrs. Turner's house and doing something, or Mrs. Tammy's or so. You're just out there and you're hanging out, and then their kids are hanging out at your place, and everybody's just having a good time. So I want to get back to that period, or what we're doing with that. So what I'm saying is, it takes a village. Holler at me, tell me some of your advice, parenting tips, things that you're going through, life lessons that you got. I'd love to hear them because I got some life lessons that I'm sharing. I hope that they're helpful. And I hope it's fun too. Really, what this is. It's an unfiltered conversation. We're just it's just like if we were at a party and I got a beer, I'm sitting by the wall, and then you come over and you got a beer or wine or whatever, you sit by the wall, and then we just strike up a conversation. We just start chit-chatting with each other and saying, hey, blah, 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 blah. Oh my goodness, that's so crazy. I love, XYZ. I love da, 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 da. Like, that's what this is. It's just two parents sitting on the wall drinking some beer and wine together. Although we don't oftentimes have beer or wine. But you know what I mean. Again with the you know what I mean. I need to stop with the you know what? I'm gonna name this episode You Know What I Mean. And then that should be the last you know what I mean. So if you hear another one, just be like, you said it again. And we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll give a penny to every you know what I mean to the first person who points it out. So if you listen to the episode and you hear it and you hear me say, you know what I mean, I got a penny for you. And if you hear say it twice, I got 2 pennies for you. And if you hear it say 3 times, I got 3 pennies for you. If you hear it say 4 times, guess how many pennies I got for you? 4. I got 4 pennies if you hear me say it 4 times. And if you hear it say 5 times, I'm going to trade it up to a nickel. That's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to trade it up to a nickel. I'm going to flick it to you like you're a newsie and say, there you go. Buy yourself something nice with that. Although because of inflation, you can't. All right. On that note, I feel like we have kind of run the gamut. We've really, really said a bunch of cool things. The episode is short and sweet, so that is cool. We are going to be coming back to you with some amazing guests, continuing on the season. I can't wait to get them in here. We just got to nail down some times, but we're going to have some fun. We're going to be talking. And I don't think there's anything left to say in this episode, except for Blerd That Out.